And if you have my job, it's kind of easy. It's one of the reasons I'm so happy to be here right now. It's kind of easy to lose track of that because you're solely focused on the people who run stuff. And I often think to myself, never has a better country been run by worse people. And no, it's true, it's true. I'm sorry, I'm not being mean, I don't want to be negative. But that is true. Yeah, that's one of them, exactly. But you can lose sight if you focus too narrowly on the people who are making the bad decisions. You can lose sight of everyone else, which is the overwhelming majority of people in this country. So what do I notice about Americans? So I'm 52, so that put me on the kind of the back nine, as they say, the downward slope of the experience. I've lived on both coasts. I've lived all over the country. I spent a lot of time on the road as a writer in the earlier part of my life. So I feel like I have a tangible sense of the country. Why are Americans different? So here are a couple of things I noticed about Americans, and I really noticed it tonight. I was hearing the stories of the people on this stage, all of whom were heroes. I thought, wow, that person's a lot more impressive than I am, and so is that person, so is that person, and then it got to like 100% of the people, which is fine. Yeah, right. But I thought to myself, yes, these people have taken greater risks than I have, they're more impressive than I am, but they're still recognizably American in the way that they're impressive. They're not like some person from outer space who arrived here to outshine the rest of us. They're Americans raised up in the culture we're all products of, who are exhibiting essentially American attributes. So what are they? They're humble. They're not that interested in talking about themselves. They're competent. That's one thing I always notice when I leave Washington and New York. People outside the big cities actually have skills. No, I'm serious. I'm not being mean, but they can actually do stuff. You know, they can make things. If it breaks, they can potentially fix it. They don't have to necessarily order another one from China over Amazon. They have usable skills, which, by the way, at some point might come in handy. They are nice. That's the first thing I noticed about Americans. They are nice. They are kind people. And if you've been to other countries, and I'm about as aggressively American, I couldn't leave, even if I had another passport, where would I live? I have about 1 million children, that's a problem too. But I couldn't live in any other country just because I'm just thoroughly American. But I do like to travel, and there are a lot of cool countries around the world, but one thing I always notice is that no one is on a gut reflexive level, just wake them up in the middle of the night from a dead sleep, no one is as nice as Americans. They're just kind people. They cry at dog movies. I do too. How many other countries have like dog movies where everyone cries? Probably not too many. Well, exactly. Don't get me going. Don't get me going. That's one of my obsessions, but I'm not going to lecture. Anyway. Run out of gas in any other country in a rural area and find out what happens to you. Do it in this country and all of a sudden, the first person drives by, can I help you? You don't speak the language, you have no local currency, you have no idea where you are. You're in the middle of some big American state, and the person will get out of his car and make certain that you get what you need. There's no other place like that. There's no other place where countrymen root for each other so passionately as they do here. Americans love to see other Americans succeed. Your success is my success. You're impressive, and I'm thrilled by that. I'm not envious, because the fact that you are succeeding says something great about this community that we call the country, the United States. There's something wonderful about that. That is not universal at all. It's uniquely ours. So I have to say, having seen this my whole life, sometimes I hear people describe a country that I just don't recognize at all. Maybe if I was living in some, angry, filthy, crumbling city, that would be my view of America. But even in the angry, filthy, crumbling cities, there are a ton of nice people. So I actually don't recognize the descriptions of the country that I hear so very often. That it's deeply rotten, or it's terrible, and we need to burn it all down and build back better. No, we don't actually. It's already pretty great. In fact, it's the best expression. This country is the best expression of human decency in the history of the world. And if you don't believe that's true, tell me what is.